The Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution is hosting an anniversary dialogue to commemorate 55 years of diplomatic relations between Nigeria and China. The forum provides an opportunity to assess the impact of the bilateral partnership on development, peace, and regional stability, while exploring new areas of cooperation amid shifting global dynamics. China remains Nigeria's largest bilateral creditor and a leading financier of major infrastructure projects, particularly in transport, energy, and industrial development.
At 55 years of vigorous diplomatic exchanges, Nigeria has maintained one China policy, while China has also committed to the indivisibility of Nigeria. Beyond this important foundation, the two countries have forged intense partnership, establishing both strategic partnership and creating a unique process of sustainable dialogue, the Intergovernmental Committee.
Both countries reaffirmed their commitment to a partnership anchored on mutual respect and the One China policy, describing the relationship as entering a new phase of deeper economic and strategic engagement.
Nigeria has firmly upheld the One China principle and constantly supports China on issues concerning our core interests and major concerns. Together, we will maintain close coordination on international and regional affairs and have emerged as a key force in global South cooperation.
I think we have lived in exciting times since I was born. Every time it's a challenge. We think we're facing challenges this year, but as far back as I can remember, there have always been challenges. Just a fight against colonialism, then fight against apartheid. Then you've got new colonialism, then you've got Boko Haram, then you've got this, there's always one problem after the other. This is no excuse. The job of diplomats is not to be buried in the darkness of today, but to say, where is the light and how do we find it?
As Nigeria and China look ahead, officials say expanded collaboration could drive sustainable development and contribute to broader global stability and shared prosperity. Punaraman Benjamin, Arise News.
Right, joining us now on Matters Arising as Nigeria and China mark 55 years of bilateral relations. We have Charles Onunaiju, is Director, Center for China Studies. Good to have you on Newsnight tonight. 55 years, that's a long time for two nations, who are far apart, to actually have one mind and be united for that long. First off, would you say that this has been a mutually beneficial relationship between Nigeria and China in 55 years?
Well, I would say it's a work in progress, but quite a lot has been achieved, especially with the two countries having sustainable cooperation, establishing what I say is one of the unique bilateral processes, the intergovernmental dialogue, which promotes discussion across the board, and this has been sustainable over time. Of course, I will. It will to speak into whole range of engagements across the board, infrastructure, like your report indicated. We've seen quite a lot of them. But I would like to speak more importantly, the prospects beyond 55 years.
Right.
For me, there is an important low-hanging fruit. Just recently, the Chinese promised or indicated to give non-tariff treatment to all products coming from Africa, including manufactured, agricultural, and all that. For me, this is very significant. This is a market of 1.4 billion people. And if we can secure even a 1% of this market, that will be considerably game-changing, especially for what we have been speaking for years, diversification of the economy.
Right.
So I believe that we can take advantage of this market. China is implementing its 15th five-year development plan. And one of the core of this is to develop and consolidate a unified national market, which means China will be having the largest single market of anyone in the world. China is making a very, very impressive transition from what it used to be, workshop of the world, now to the market of the world. So what has got Nigeria to give? Of the $22 billion trade, we have a deficit of almost 16 billion in favor of China. And they have provided us access, concessional access to the market, including non-tariff, which means everything we export to China has no charge. And this is very important for us. Our agricultural products, sesame seed, groundnuts, cashew nuts, soya beans, coffee, they all have tariff-free access. You can imagine the implication for that, for even security. I can assure you, if bandits in the forest know they could be millionaire ginger farmers, they could be millionaire cashew nut farmers, they could be millionaire sesame seed farmers, they will drop the gun.
Interesting. You paint a very impressive prospect picture there in this relationship. But there are those who raise concerns about the balance of trade scale and how it tilts and what really we are getting beyond what you've painted. For instance, the Emir, His Royal Highness, also asked why are Chinese companies not building their factories here? The question of value addition, whether it's in infrastructure, road, we see China bring its officials, its workforce to countries, including Nigeria. There's no transfer of skills, there's no value addition, there's no job creation. So what really is the impact?
Now,
and can we change that?
I will tell you something. The Chinese businesses and enterprises are not missionaries who thrive in crisis zone. They are also looking for money. They're also making money.
They're in business.
So they will go to where you have whole production factors, steady power supply, industrial prospect of industrial harmony, of course, security, and of course, unified tax regime, where you have local government come up with their tax, state government come up with their tax, and then sometimes a whole range of understandings are not implemented. The Chinese companies are willing to come here. They have a number of them come here and leave on account of the pressure on the environment, sometimes unstable domestic currency. It has a whole lot of pressure on them. So they move. Of course, the Emir, His Highness, was very nimble in his point regarding this issue that very soon we have Chinese companies relocating to Benin, relocating to Ghana, but eyeing focus on Nigeria market. How many are Ghanaians? 25 million. Benin, less than. So they will set up a factory there, give them the job, give them the added value, and then sell to us. And now we are into African continental free trade, which will make it seamless for these goods to move from one African country to the other. It doesn't matter what label it bears, as far as it comes from Ghana, it's going to have tariff-free entry into Nigeria. So we have to step up. What are the policy responses to these opportunities?
That's the point.
China is a global opportunity. You could see just in less than a month, it's literally been a pilgrimage of a sort where all European leaders are right. So what we are saying is, let's get it right. Let's identify specific targeted policy instruments that clarify the opportunity of China, especially not only for Chinese businesses, but also for Nigerian businesses.
Yes, indeed. And there's so much to learn from China that's transformed, 700 million poor people to, pull them out of poverty. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight. Charles Onunaiju is the Director, Center for China Studies.